Mario Sports. The name alone brings up an odd mix of nostalgia and feelings of, oh yeah, that was better than it should have been. In each of his forays into tennis, golf, equestrian, and beyond, Mario's tackled athletics with the same rock-solid fundamentals and infectious optimism that comes with all of his adventures. There's an element of whimsy, character, and fun to these games that's been undeniable since Camelot's first go at having Mario tee up on the Nintendo 64. As valiant of efforts as NES Open Tournament Golf and Mario's Tennis were, I guess. The incredibly addictive arcade-like gameplay may serve as the perfect foundation for these titles, but the voice work, the animations, the adorable intro movies, the musical flourishes, these are what keep the games memorable and beloved. Toadstool Tour, Power Tennis, Hoops 3-on-3, Strikers Charged, all excellent titles, just brimming with a love of the Mario world and a strong understanding of how to adapt our world's sports into it.
Oh yeah, Mario!
However, this sharp focus on character leads to an interesting issue. How do you embody each character's dynamic personality while still making everyone viable? Every player's going to want to pick their favorite member of the Mario cast, and if Daisy is just a reskinned, reanimated version of Peach, you lose some of that individuality and shine that makes the whole prospect of Mario Sports so enticing. Mario Tennis Aces struggles with this, with every character in the game having the same super move, and most character classes handling in very similar ways, making a pretty sizable roster feel a lot smaller than it actually is. Of course, going too far in the other direction leads to alienating statistically inferior characters. Why pick Birdo in Mario Strikers Charged when Hammer Bro is right there being utterly busted?
Yo!
Or to stretch out of sports just a little bit? Unlimited Funky Works. Finding that sweet spot of making everyone feel unique but not totally outclassed is a challenging one. But in 2005, one of Mario's outings was up to the task. Boasting a huge 32-character roster, the game not only made sure that each Mushroom Kingdom denizen had all of their proper personality, but was viable to play and unmistakable from one another. This was the heyday of sports. This was baseball. Mario Superstar Baseball understands what it means to be a Mario sports game perfectly. Ultra colorful characters having fun with some great animations? Check. Unique super moves for the most famous of the Mario cast? Check. Wario and Waluigi being utter doofuses at every turn and just being the absolute best? Oh, he's got a girlfriend now, you know that's a check.
Wario, hot stuff, baby, hot stuff.
Superstar Baseball does an admirable job Marioifying America's most boring pastime, playing up the natural reflex and mind games between pitcher, batter, and runner in its base mechanics, and giving each of the cast their own twist. Boo retains his signature curve from tennis and golf while in the batter's box. Toadsworth's cane has a smaller point of contact than most bats, but almost every smack from the old-timer is a solid line drive. Donkey Kong puts some stank on the ball whenever he pitches it, his fastball's naturally breaking to his left from sheer force. Every member of the roster has their own subtle feel, their own little strengths and weaknesses, and the different ways they throw and hit the ball that set Superstar Baseball's cast apart. Monty Mole and Baby Luigi may have a similar stat spread, but one's a precious little boy who gives me the line drives, and the other is a waste of existence who's great at being sacrificed for the greater good.
I gotta win.
But let's be real, there are only so many ways to expand character attributes for hit the ball slightly harder, and throw the ball with a different spin. That's where character abilities come into play, each slugger having one or two unique powers to set them apart in the field. Goomba may be below average at everything, but if you put the ball in his hand, don't question it, he can run at insane speeds to tag out runners, making him a solid infielder. Daisy and Peach don't have any startup animation to their throws, letting them toss the ball around the infield quick and easy. But they're also excellent pitchers, requiring you to make the difficult choice between putting them in the field or on the mound. Magikoopa can just cheat whenever he wants, using black magic for the purpose of catching baseballs he feels too lazy to run to, which would make him an amazing outfielder. However, his throwing arm is one of the worst in the game, meaning that outside of making that catch, he's pretty worthless. Oh, Blue Pianta though. He's got frickin' laser beams that yeets the ball to home plate faster than anyone, making him a shockingly good outfield presence when necessary. All of these considerations have to be taken into account when forming a team, and therein lies Mario Superstar Baseball's greatest strength. It is through and through a team game. No other Mario game emphasizes the interplay between its characters quite like baseball, players needing to check what their squad's good at and what they're lacking. It's not just a matter of pick your favorite technical character. The difference between picking up Waluigi or Dixie Kong is absolutely massive and depends on the skills and stats present on the team of favorites the players already amassed. And team building is when Superstar Baseball unleashes its secret weapon, the chemistry system. If two characters are really good friends, they'll have a little music note next to them when one's highlighted in the batting order. Two players with good chemistry will throw the ball to each other a lot faster and without error. And if a friend is on base when their partner's up to bat, that partner will be able to hit the ball harder and more easily. A lot of these make sense within the Mario universe. Mario and Luigi get along super well, Bowser Jr. thinks really highly of his dad, and Koopa Troopa looks upon the end of his own mortality in Dry Bones and thinks, that's rad. But then there are characters who haven't really had friends before this game, and the little bits of characterization we get through this go a long way. Waluigi's only got two friends. His brother?
Are we brothers? We never talk about it. Doesn't matter.
Obviously. But also Magikoopa. And you just have to wonder what kind of D&D group has both of those losers signed up for it. Petey Piranha's buddies with King Boo is a reference to Double Dash, but he's also apparently real tight with Birdo and Donkey Kong? When did Paragoopa and Monty Mole hang out? And why do they like each other more than Bowser? Seeing how the more obscure members of the Mario cast play nice with each other goes a long way in fleshing out Mario's world, and makes for a neat little bonus in team building to ensure you set up for an All Kong's Grand Banana Slamma or a lightning fast double play. Sorry, did I say neat little bonus? What I meant was the most important aspect to team building possible. Because the chemistry system isn't just for showing good friendships. Instead, every single character has an opinion of every single other character on a scale of 1 to 100. While the chemistry boost only has a strong effect if that number's over 90, the moment-to-moment interactions of the cast are still affected. And if the number's under 16, if those characters can't stand each other, they have a chance of actively doing worse and making errors in tossing the ball between one another. This adds so many wrinkles in the gameplay. Obviously, Peach and Bowser don't get along well, but you know who hates the Koopa King more than anyone else? Toadette. Which is a shame, because Toadette's the fastest character in the game, something that Bowser and all of his chemistry partners are severely lacking in. Peach, meanwhile, wants nothing to do with Bowser, Wario, or Petey Piranha, and doesn't really care much for Donkey Kong or Hammer Brother either, severely limiting her potential power hitters. But despite this, Bowser Jr. gets along with Mama Peach really well, letting the princess pick up a home run belter that the Mario Brothers couldn't. And to add even more to this, your team starts with a number of team stars depending on the average chemistry rating each member has with their captain, up to a maximum of 5. Using these stars allows a member of your team to hit or pitch the ball in a unique way, with captains specifically having flashy super moves. And for every captain on your team, that's another option to use 2 of these team stars for what could be a near guaranteed hit or strike using that super move. There's just so much depth under the hood, so many decisions to consider, so much risk to drafting certain characters before your opponent. And the best part of it is, all of this makes sense for the Mario universe. These aren't just arbitrary decisions for the sake of game balance, but personality traits that the game has balanced around. Luigi has very good reason to not want any Boo near his lineup, and thus Waluigi has great reason to be friends with them. Birdo's courtship of Yoshi makes her an obvious pick for him. But her friendship with Shy Guy that they kindled way back in Doki Doki Panic might make a Yoshi main think twice. Heck, a Donkey Kong team might want to poach her first, because Birdo's Super is a better Panic option than the Big Apes, and she has great chemistry with DK's pal Petey Piranha. Wario, meanwhile, doesn't have very many friends.
Oh, you hate me.
So picking him as a captain might not seem that promising.
Oh.
But he comes equipped with a super that at its best can land him an easy in the park home run.
Next level.
Having access to the phony ball on the cheap is enticing enough to suck it up and see who can tolerate him the most.
Yeah.
Every interaction invites more thought, more discussion, and makes both the team aspect of baseball and the Mario aspect of, well, Mario, shine. And it's just so cool to me, the game not going, this sport starring Mario characters, but marrying the Mushroom Kingdom superstars, world, and relationships to the sport in order to enhance both. This game's sequel, Mario Super Sluggers, did pick up where Superstar Baseball left off. Chemistry now lets the next member in a batting order use Mario Kart-esque items to mess with fielders. More characters were added with even more chemistry. King K. Rool is here and he hates Bowser for some reason. I am obligated to adore it. And while I think the overall game loses out on some of the simplicity of the original and went a bit too hard on the motion controls, Super Sluggers was a grand time and a fine sequel. It's a shame then that not only is this the last appearance of the Mario Baseball franchise, but one of the last times character interaction was put at the forefront of a Mario sports title. As the years have gone on, major Mario sports releases became less frequent, and while their environments remain colorful and their animations and costuming remain snappy, they lack both the individuality and camaraderie of the older Mario sports games. Classifications become functions, gimmicks take the forefront rather than full system changes. And while I'll always be excited to see Wario in funny pants or if they'll add Detective Baby Rosalina, I'll always wish that the choice between Donkey Kong and Bowser is more meaningful than aesthetics and flourishes. Through its animations, through its mechanics, through its chemistry, Mario Superstar Baseball created an experience where both the sport and the Mario cast were enhanced, working in tandem to bring out the best of each other. And as someone who gets really attached to fictional universes and loves knowing all the little ins and outs of its characters, that means a whole lot to me. Hopefully, we can get more games like Mario Baseball. just watching a property's finest squabble and play with each other in an addictive but thoughtful manner. Because that careful balance of mechanics, lore, and flavor is just the right lineup to design for personality.